Ben,
Rory,
how are you?
I'm great. You know, nobody starts these by asking how the other person's doing.
I think it's important. It's an early day here in the Giant Bomb Studios, and we're talking about Magic. You ever play Magic?
I played Magic.
Have you played it like
White, red.
White,
blue,
red.
green.
That your favorite thing?
Blue, black.
Okay. I used to play Magic a long time ago, fairly seriously, like buying booster boxes and building decks and everything like that. We're talking like revised days, though.
Oh yeah. I was playing pre-Planeswalker.
Yeah, we're talking like 97 for me, 96, like pre-Arabian Nights era, back when they actually made cards based on real mythology instead of their own little universe. I have been fooling around with Magic the Gathering Arena, which came out last a little bit around the same time as Artifact, oddly enough.
Yeah.
This is in beta now, but it's pretty much a full-fledged product. You can spend money, you can get packs, you can do all kinds of stuff with it. We're gonna run through the paces a little bit here. Is that okay? You want to see
sounds good.
Let's get right into some pack opening. How about that?
That's the most important part. Starting the show with the showstopper. How's the animation?
It's not bad. It's pretty good.
Okay. Oh, zip it open. Yeah, okay. All right.
So the Magic pack, you can get a fair amount of packs for free by earning gold. We'll get into that a little bit, but you can also get a fair amount of packs by looking up codes from the internet. They put out a bunch of codes that you can just redeem here in the store. I'm gonna look at my rare. Mentor of the Meek. I've been playing a lot of small creature decks because a lot of the daily quests reward that. So that should be good for some of my stuff. I'm looking for mythics. What they do have is a system wild cards where you can, every time you open a pack, you'll get a wild card token. And as you get wild cards, you can trade them in for any rare in the game.
Oh, wow.
Or mythic rare or anything you want. So it's really
Do they have different values associated with them?
They do. This is a rare and an uncommon. I have a couple mythic rare. I actually opened up a mythic rare wild card, which is like the best card you can get as far as I can tell, because it just like will work for any mythic rare in the game. Go ahead.
I was going to ask if there's any sort of like trading or marketplace or...
I haven't fooled around with it too much. I don't know of any trading. This is actually a question I probably should have looked at before. You can do direct challenges with other people, but I'm not sure if there's any trading yet.
Okay.
I have not seen anything in interface. I'll poke around a little bit. There's no, as far as I can tell, no like dusting of stuff, but you do get the wild card stuff, which makes it easier to find cards that you really want. Ooh, a night deck. I can do that. That's a big old lion.
It's like what's the big lion's name from Lion Witch in the Wardrobe?
Aslan.
Yeah.
The old lion from Revised was a white mana for 2/1, which was a hugely powerful card back in the day. I forget the name of it though. Mystic Archaeologist. Draw 2 cards. I'm getting a lot of.
It's like Pot of Greed.
Yeah, it's interesting to see some of the trends. You always note patterns when you're opening decks. So I got it. Now I'm working on a mythic rare wild card. 12 more packs. Wild card, 6 more packs into your next mythic rare. So I need 6 more packs to get a mythic rare wild card, which is probably, ooh, what is this guy? Flying Trample. Ooh, my goodness, that's not bad.
Oh.
Get some big cards here. There's about 6 or 7 sets. It's not the entire game. It's not, you can't play like, what's the word for the, I got it. Ooh, so Planeswalker, you're saying before Planeswalkers came out, this is one of the biggest new things. If you haven't played Magic in a long time, Planeswalkers been around for a few years now. They're basically like another player that you put down on the table. They don't act like creatures. They don't have summoning sickness or anything like that. They have a bunch of really powerful abilities. So if I charge this lady up for 3 turns, I can get an emblem with creatures I control get +2/+2, have vigilance, trample, and indestructible. So that's pretty good.
I like this, hover over her again.
Sure.
I like that this does the thing where it shows what each of the terms means there.
It's really good and really necessary for a game as complicated as Magic.
With all the not only all the terms, but all the like phases and orders that you have to know.
They've done a good job of making this game, manageable. Exile target colorless creature, you gain life equal to its power. It's not bad, but colorless creatures that's basically artifact creatures for the most part. Pretty limited application, but I'm still happy I got some packs. So you can buy packs either with gems, which is the currency that you buy with cash, or you can use gold. Gold is got through most of these daily quests that you have here. So you get 1 win, you get 250 gold. Cast 20 white or green spells. I like to have, you can get a few daily quests every day lined up in a row. This one for the casting 20 blue or green spells, basically what I do to get these done quick is to do I'll show you the deck editor real quick before we hop into something. I do these really cheap decks with a bunch of really cheap creatures in them. So you're just casting a bunch of creatures.
Yeah.
You get the daily reward for gold pretty quickly. Just play a couple. Don't care if you win or lose. This game for me has been really super fun to play just without having to worry about. I'll watch TV in the background, just kind of play around and see if I
You're
win.
not trying to climb the ladder super hard.
No,
necessarily.
there's a rank, and I haven't done any kind of constructed stuff at all, so I'm not really too far into it. But let's go and play a match. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna play with this Boros Battalion deck, which is part of the Twitch Prime something or other.
Oh right, yeah, you get like a free deck.
You get a bunch of. So they added in, apparently, I didn't start right when this game came out. They added in a new player experience. So as you play games and win matches, you get experience, and you unlock these like new cards around this. I'll show the experience kind of sphere grid kind of thing. And as you do that, you can unlock some multicolored decks. You start off with all monocolored decks, which are easy to play for a new player. But yeah, I haven't played Magic regularly in a very long time. It's back when the old days of UPF at Whiskey Media, we would get out like 5:30. This looks fine to me. Everything's pretty small. I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna be able to cast something for a few turns. That might be bad, but we'll see.
Okay, here's the thing. Can you click on anything on the board and make a weird sound effect?
I haven't really fooled around with that kind of stuff. I guess you can.
Okay.
I got some good stuff going on back in the background.
Trying to make sure it hits all those Hearthstone competitive.
What's this thing? You have no maximum hand size. Okay, this guy's got some weird colorless deck going on here. Flying haste, immediately attack. So far, so good. Yeah, so they've done, it's hard to, sum up Magic. If you've never played it before, I'm not gonna go into the basics. This actually, guys, a pretty solid tutorial.
Yeah, I went through basically just the tutorial of this and nothing else.
It does a pretty good job of refreshing you on the rules and everything like that. All the kind of keyword stuff, you're gonna have to learn some of that as you go.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
You play at your own pace. There's a practice mode you can play with any deck against an AI, so it's not too bad.
It was nice going through the tutorial stuff because I always played basically at a friend's place on the kitchen table. It was not necessarily competitive. And because of that, there were certain rules that I just didn't really remember.
Yeah.
But I agree that having just a base knowledge of Magic is kind of worth having for this.
Okay, I'm not doing great here because I'm kind of mana screwed. I don't have enough mana, but I can still at least. I'm doing pretty well because I have, I can attack now, and unless he fogs me, I'm going to be most of the way down. So one more turn, I'm basically won. We'll see. He can take off the chains with his Path of Discovery. I don't know if he's. I think he might be toast here. Flying Mentor, beginning return. I got a lot of good cards in this goddamn thing. This guy, I need somebody with haste though. Resurgence or Response. I'm gonna go and cast Aurelia. This thing I passed over here means I can't attack or block. Tap up to 1. That creature gets +2/+0, gains terrible if it's red, and gains vigilance if it's white. Cool.
Oh, what does vigilance do?
It means you don't tap when you attack, so you can block with the same. Got it. I win. That was. Sorry, Oratam. You didn't seem like you had a good draw.
Forget that. He won. He lost. Move
Didn't
on.
win. I won without taking damage. It's not bad. Pretty good for recording something and putting it on the internet. I'm not that terrible, but the problem was I didn't cast many spells.
Yeah.
So I want to get my daily stuff done.
Right.
So my reward here is gold and Mastery Orb. Mastery Orb goes in this Mastery tree. It has a weird. You really want to get these. There are some spheres that have cards, and there are some spheres that have these basically visual. You can buy a bunch of. I'll show you this store in a second. There are some places that get you these visual kind of, they make the cards look spooky or whatever.
Oh, sure, effects and stuff.
Yeah, so basically you really want to try to get a lot of these, focus on the card one first. And then once you get to the, upgrade that deck. Once you get down to these nodes here, you have to buy the cosmetic ones, and then you can get these nodes over here, and that's where you get the new dual colored stuff. So, I'm gonna exit out here. Once you get everything built up, there's level 25 XP. I'm not sure if I can get. You get more rewards as you go along. Card sleeves. This is and you get a bunch of wild cards, and then eventually you get decks. I'm not really sure what that is, but haven't gotten there yet.
Why don't you show off the building interface a little bit?
Let me open up one more deck. Sorry, I just got 1,000 gold. I want to buy a deck or buy a pack. What do you want to see?
I don't know.
War of the Spark.
Sure.
This is the newest expansion. They are coming out pretty much same time as the physical cards are coming out. I think this was launched pretty much contemporaneously, which is a big deal compared to Magic the Gathering Online. Massacre Girl, where'd she go? I want to take a look at that.
Yeah,
now,
I remember MTG Online was not that well received for.
It's still going, I believe. It's one of those things where they had this weird. It came out in like 2002, I want to say, pretty early on. But programming it was always a nightmare, from what I hear. I used to read a lot of the Magic Daily stuff, and they would basically have to take a year or so after a set came out to program everything in.
Right.
And it would just take forever. So this is. They seem like they're. It's kind of like D&D has evolved into a very kind of video game centric rule set to make it easier to adapt to other mediums and everything like that. And Magic definitely, they're making these sets now with the expectation that they're going to put it in the Magic Arena Online. I'm 100% sure. Let's see what I just got here. Massacre Girl, Menace. Each other creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Wow, that's crazy. This looks like it could be a board clear if you have like a few 1/1 enemies out there, so that's pretty good. A creature with a menace can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. So yeah, are you going to take a look at the deck builder for them?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off earlier.
No.
You know, I just have
You got excited about the packs.
Did get excited about the packs. Man, I'm excited about this game. This game is pretty good. So you have this thing, first off, you have this cosmetic thing, which you don't really, if you get these cosmetic cards, you can kind of replace, you get the little floaty thing in there, see it? See it moves around a little bit. It's kind of neat.
It's like a hollow, almost.
Yeah, it's really weird. You can use different card backs too, if you want to get fancy about it.
Technically, those should be sleeved.
Sleeves, they are sleeves. There's been a lot of weird drama lately where somebody was playing like a vintage.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and he marked his cards and tried to explain it like, doesn't really make sense how you're trying to explain this away. Anyways, we're going to take a look at this black deck here. This is kind of, by default, it's all the cards that you own that you can cast with this deck. So it's every black card that I can put in here, and then it kind of goes you through some multicolored stuff if you want to branch out. All the lands are in here too. I haven't fooled around too much with the deck editor. A moderator of mine is, that Pinguino is really into this game a lot. He's been sending me some stuff. But what you do here is you can see your mana curve up here, which is good. It has a lot of tools for this kind of stuff. You kind of get down to what you want to see here. It's pretty decent. It's never going to replace that kind of feeling of looking at your entire cards on the table and getting everything done, but they do a pretty good job. You kind of see how many you own up here is the pips, and if you want more, you can always try to craft it directly from the stuff. I have common wild cards you can craft directly from here.
You're never going to have that feeling of having all those cards on the table, but you're also never going to have the task of taking all those cards and trying to put back in, sort of.
Yeah, I mean, you're never going to be coming up against somebody with a, what do they used to call it, where they write Black Lotus on a land?
Oh,
like that?
Proxy.
Proxy, yeah. So you do have to own the stuff. You do need 4 you need 4 copies of something to put in your deck 4 times. So there's a lot of,
So are the colored in dots are how many are in the deck, and the blank ones are how many you have?
The red with collected in an inventory are the red dots outlined, and then if you have them in your deck, it'll be full color. And then if you have no black dots, that means you don't own enough of the cards to put that many in. You can kind of put them in anyways without opening the cards, so you kind of see what you need to get. If you have, you can import dex builds, or you can just go look up dex lists and like build it out in the thing and make it so you know what you're building towards.
Yeah, how is like exporting lists and stuff? Is there any sort of support for like, in conjunction with online deck builders and stuff like that?
There is an import thing. The input string is empty. What this does, as far as I can tell, and I might be totally misrepresenting this, I was working in some spreadsheets last night, as one does. Apparently when you hit the import button, it'll look for any like Google Sheets or maybe Excel kind of windows that you have open on your desktop, and I'll try and import them in from there using their, I assume kind of a whatever standard they have for that formatting. But I tried to import this weird like Twitter analytics thing that I had open, and it's failed out entirely. So I haven't tried importing many stuff, and I'm sure there are websites out there to import stuff.
That's cool.
Or you can just, like I said, just go ahead and ask people for deck lists and throw them in. I'm trying to think if there's anything else you really want to tier. We'll do one more game before we. So gold, playing games, completing quests. You get gems you purchase in a store. This is all my set list stuff. You can see the plenty of options.
Show me your profile.
Profile. I don't think I have.
Oh, that's just for like your ladder.
Yeah, ladder stuff. Okay. You do have to spend money to get into a lot of the constructed stuff.
I know you haven't played much of it, but do you know if there are? Oh yeah, it's in it. Right, go back.
What's that?
Yeah, season. So they have seasonal. Do you know if there's like seasonal? Or is that? It's a little hard to see from where
season rewards. Season ends in 9
perfect.
days. So if you get up to the tier that you're at, I have not dallied too much into the constructed stuff. There's plenty of options for. So you have to play traditional draft War of the Sparks. You can do drafts. You can do sealed drafts. You can do
cool
stuff. You can do practice.
Are the drafts free and you just don't keep the cards?
You do, I believe, have to pay for that. Traditional. Let me go back here and see. So you pay in with gems, and you keep playing.
So you're buying, and you're keeping the cards that you're.
You do keep the cards that you get for the 14 card draft. It's actually not a bad deal, $1,500 for 14 card draft packs. But then you have to build a 40 card deck, and you can get pretty decent rewards. If you're really good, you can pay for your match. You can pay for your buy-in if you get enough gems. I haven't fooled around a huge amount with this kind of stuff. I've mostly been hit and play, doing the daily reward kind of stuff, and getting in and getting out. It's a great game to sit down and play. Like I said, while you're watching TV, watching a little basketball, something like that. You can get pretty good rewards just by playing without spending anything. If you don't want to spend anything, you get a lot of cards to begin with, and you can get cards as you play. I'm gonna try playing one more deck.
Yeah.
One more thing on Bobber, and let me know what you want to see.
Oh boy, I don't even know.
Let me actually exit out here real quick. I want to see my. How do I get out of here? Okay. 20 white or green spells, 20 blue or green spells. So I need to kill
a green deck?
Green deck. That's what I need. Oh shit! No, I picked the wrong one. Let me cancel. Sorry, buddy. Didn't mean to yell. So yeah, I need to play with a green deck. You can match up some of these. I made an elf deck. Actually, let me edit this real quick and see if I have any new elves to throw in here. Wall of Vines. I'm really trying to get just really, really cheap shit in here, and then you want some bigger spells in case you do get you get a lot of mana with you get a lot of mana if you have a lot of elves in your deck. Elves in your deck. I'll do that for now.
Who's your favorite fictional elf?
Oh man, I don't even know if I have a beginning to answer that question. I've never been a huge fantasy person, so I don't know. I've read a decent amount of fantasy, but not to the point where it's always been more sci-fi for me. Okay, this is looking like a pretty solid, quick cast. I got the Elvish Lord here. I'm gonna go and go.
I like Buddy from Elf.
Buddy from Elf. He is technically an elf.
That's the name of the movie.
It's neat because, I mean, compared to Hearthstone, Hearthstone doesn't let you act on your opponent's turn, as far as I know.
Right.
So this, you really have to do a lot of interrupts, and it'll prompt you if you have like a counter spell and mana open. It'll automatically prompt you if you want to respond to something. You have to be kind of quick about it. So I can cast my Planeswalker next turn. You can also tap into your opponent's things if you want to stop automatically when they get to that phase or your own phase, and you can. All right, I guess this only matters for your opponent. I'm casting it anyway. Does she have a counterspell or something? The other problem with this kind of stuff, you have a lot of interrupts, a lot of incidents there. If solo players want to solo play you, they will fucking wreck your night. They will definitely it can take a long time for them to wait till the very end of their decision-making phase every time.
Sure.
It's frustrating in Hearthstone and frustrating here too, because there's so many more opportunities for them to just wait. Haven't seen a huge amount of it, but a couple times it's been not super awesome. What do I want here? I think I want to start dealing some damage. Maybe that's a terrible idea, but I don't know. Let's see. I can cast this 5/5 creature next turn, so that's going to be good.
I really like how this game animates. It looks nice and smooth.
It's sharp and smooth. Basically all you can really ask for something like this. All right, I think this is going pretty well. I can start attacking this next turn. He probably has some probably has some direct damage is the only thing. I don't want to attack with this guy, so. I'm probably gonna lose this Baloth, but hopefully I can start building up some other forces here. But yeah, for me, Magic was always, you know, like what I was saying back in the Whiskey Media days, so I'd get out at 5:30 from UPF, go home. Friday Night Magic, the big event day, has always started way too early for me to get involved with it on Fridays. So this is a great kind of anytime, anywhere, don't worry about anything, just go ahead and play a game. Win or lose is still pretty fun. You're always making some kind of progress towards gold with the daily quest, and those gold lead to packs. So it's a good feedback loop of getting, oh, you dick.
Is this only on PC?
As far as I know right now, I haven't, oh, you dick.
And it's worth noting it's its own executable, right?
Yes, it's not on Steam, not as far as I know. It's kind of all one. He got my creature, goddammit. Okay.
I only pick targets that interest me. Lucky you.
So these Planeswalkers, they'll have these abilities up and down. Do I have to click on this to like do it, or am I waiting for her to
I think
respond?
you're waiting for a
If you see an assassin coming
possible
to you,
counter.
that's a bad assassin.
I'm gonna go and attack with this dude for now. This person definitely has some stuff in their sleeve because you can tell when if they don't have anything to react to you with, they'll just pass their turn immediately.
Right.
They'll pass right back to you. So when they do stuff like this, it's pretty. You can tell they have something in their hand if they're waiting for them to react to your moves. It's probably some kind of lightning bolt or something like that.
Probably some kind of lightning bolt.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite kind of deck to play?
And I wouldn't say like a hugely. That was probably a bad idea. I probably should have kept her full strength, but.
It's not often I'm outmaneuvered.
I don't know. So far, I've just been shock. There it is. Shock is the replacement for lightning bolt. Lightning bolt used to be 3 damage. They replaced it with shock as a 2 damage because lightning bolt is super powerful. This guy's getting dumb. Don't like it. Okay, buddy. Time to. I wish I had something that was flying though. I can actually ace this guy right now. Probably a bad idea. I probably shouldn't be spending this now, but I hate having. I like to wear people down a little bit. And I can do Titan. Oh, I can't. Not without him not attacking. So I'm going to attack. The basic decks here, I have a lot of these kind of creature enchantments, a lot of lockdown stuff, where you are kind of focusing on like making creature enchantments has always been a weird kind of use of a deck slot because you usually want another creature or something like that. At least back when I used to play. Life gain was always the same kind of thing. Like people get really new players get a lot of kind of life gain stuff. Get really into life gain as a thing. It's not really something you see in high level decks very much, but I'm just kind of rambling now. So I got 2 cards. Let me see if I can do this real quick. Do I have trample? All right, I think I know what I need to do here. Cast this. Put this here. Go ahead and attack. And if I get through, I should be able to Titanic Growth my guy here. And hopefully, I did it. I did it, Ben.
Hey!
2 for 2.
Undefeated.
2 for 2. I don't know the difficulty of the regular just random play stuff. Like they might, I assume there's some kind of behind the scenes.
Sure, hidden MMR.
Yeah, something like that. But hey, making my way towards my rewards, like that stuff. And you also get packs straight up for winning. If you play 15 times, you'll get, this is a weekly one. But yeah, this is Magic. It's pretty good. I would say unrepentantly that if you have played Magic in the past or want to play Magic in the future, this is a 100% easy way to do it. Totally free.
Totally free. The tutorial's good, and then there's tons of learning resources out there if you like want to get some more advanced
Pretty good
tips.
Magic channel on YouTube. There's a million different things you can buy. Before we go, let's take a look at the store. So in addition to gems, the gems are $5 or $7.50. If you want to buy a lot, you can buy a lot. I went ahead. There are a couple starter packs for pretty good deals on gems. I went ahead and bought the first like $20 worth of those. I'm assuming they'll have more deals in the future. There are only 6 or 7 sets in right now. The big one that everybody's focused on is War of the Spark, because that's the new huge. There's like 30 Planeswalkers in it, so it's an easy way to get into Planeswalkers.
Yeah.
And if you want to buy other stuff, there's a lot of bundles, a lot of cosmetic stuff, which I never have cared too much about. They make it pretty clear this is just cosmetic. It'll make your cards look cool. Guild bundles, I'm not sure what this is, but let's take a poke around. So you can buy, this good old Nicol Bolas. It's been around since Legends. Was that the big set back in the day that was super expensive, had all the Elder Dragons in it? A lot of stuff. You can buy avatars if you want to. This is totally, they only show up at the beginning of the game. It's not cosmetic stuff. I've never been huge buy into, but a lot of people seem to like it a lot. So if you like cosmetics, there's a huge amount of stuff to buy. You can buy card styles. I haven't seen any foils yet. I think these are kind of the versions of foils that they have. If you want to buy them. And it's kind of neat, if you want to go into the search tool here, there's also a huge amount of ways to filter down, so you're only looking for, I only want to see War of the Spark, uncollected mythic rares, and click out, and then here you have all the crazy Planeswalkers and stuff like that. So if you really want to have your wild cards turned into cards, you can find, like, here's Nicol Bolas, Dragon God. Very powerful. Holy mackerel, that's tough to cast, but pretty good. So if you want to get into the story of this, it's all about the Planeswalkers fighting each other. Nicol Bolas is the bad guy. More Jace for everybody else, another good Jace version. But yeah, it's a pretty good game. Still in beta technically. But there's plenty of people playing. You can do like direct combat with people their usernames and everything like that. So there's a lot of options here. I really dig it a lot. It's like I said, really good. Just kind of boot it up, play for 15 minutes to get a match in, turn it off.
Seems good.
Lunchtime laptop game. Or if you want to get really serious, there are a lot of options. So there are advanced play modes too. All kinds of stuff. Ben, that's gonna about do it. That's sum total of Magic. It's a very complicated game, but everybody loves it, and it's better than Artifact.
At least more well supported, let's say, and active.
More people playing. So, if you're interested in this, I would recommend giving it a whirl. The only downside is that separate launcher kind of stuff, but it's totally understandable. They don't want to give Steam 30% of every booster pack they sell.
Right.
So. Thanks, Ben, for joining me.
Yeah, thanks, Rory.
All right, I'll see you later.